DeGeneres is named in the Epstein documents, and that part is real. Her name appears in the broader index of over 300 high-profile individuals.
DeGeneres.
DeGeneres.
She was actually really mean. Actually, did you guys notice? Actually, Ellen was really freaking mean, so they had to fire her or something. And it was like, why the hell is she so mean to all her workers?
Were you upset when Ellen was canceled?
No, it's actually I was actually completely fine with that because why was she mean to all her workers?
Mean, yeah. Yeah, you can't be mean and be in show business. No, they'll kick you out.
One name has recently started popping up in conversations surrounding the latest claims about the Epstein files: Ellen DeGeneres. Yes, that Ellen DeGeneres. And if the allegations circulating online turn out to have any basis in fact, some people may start viewing her past connections and public image in a very different light.
Wow, I was like, Ellen's not that nice.
This was after you went on the show?
After I went on the show.
What was it like meeting Ellen? And is she a good person?
Let's just all go back to 2017, where I was the first person to call Ellen out before anyone else.
You called her out?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I called her out. I was like, Ellen's not that nice.
This was after you went on the show?
After I went on the show.
The Department of Justice has reportedly released material that some people online claim connects Ellen DeGeneres to Epstein. But there's an important distinction here. The specific claims circulating online about Ellen need to be verified before they can be treated as fact. Still, the internet has been asking whether her name appears anywhere in the broader Epstein story, and whether there is more to the alleged connection than previously understood. And once you start looking at where some of these claims are coming from, things get messy very quickly. Ellen has faced plenty of controversy over the years, including reports and allegations about the workplace culture surrounding her talk show. Former employees and others publicly described what they characterized as a toxic environment, while Ellen faced criticism over how she treated people behind the scenes. Those reports became a major part of the controversy surrounding the end of her daytime talk show era. Then there are the much wilder claims. Ellen has been the subject of conspiracy theories online, including bizarre accusations involving cannibalism and other completely unverified stories. There is no credible evidence establishing those claims as fact, and they should not be confused with documented reporting. Another image has also been circulating online, allegedly showing Ellen on a yacht with a young girl. Some commentators have interpreted Ellen's body language in the photo as suspicious, but a photograph by itself cannot establish misconduct or tell us what actually happened. The identity and circumstances surrounding the image would need to be independently verified before drawing any conclusions. That hasn't stopped social media from reacting. One commentator argued that the files have reached a point where even ordinary-looking images are being viewed through a completely different lens. But again, suspicion based on a photograph is not evidence of a crime. Then the conversation shifts back to Ellen's celebrity relationships, including her past friendship with Diddy and her connection to actress Anne Heche. Clips of Ellen discussing parties and inviting guests have also resurfaced, leading some viewers to reinterpret old moments through the lens of today's controversies. Anne Heche's death has also been pulled into these discussions. On August 5, 2022, Heche crashed her vehicle into a home in Los Angeles, causing a fire that engulfed the car and the house. Emergency responders reported heavy smoke from the structure. Online speculation has focused on details surrounding Heche's final hours, including reports that she had visited a wig shop before the crash. But none of those details by themselves establish a connection between Ellen, Epstein, or Heche's death. What we're seeing is a combination of documented events, old footage, online theories, and unverified claims being placed next to each other. And that distinction matters, because once speculation starts being presented as proof, the story can become much bigger than the evidence actually supports.
She bought a red wig from his salon.
She looked up top and said, "Hey, can I buy that red wig?"
Putting all those details together, some people online began interpreting the high-speed crash and the earlier wig shop visit as signs that Heche was trying to disappear or get away from something. From there, an unverified theory emerged claiming she was somehow running because of Ellen, but there is no established evidence proving that. According to reports at the time, Heche was in critical condition and required intensive medical treatment, including surgery for her burns. When Ellen was later asked about the crash, her response was brief. She said, "I don't want this to happen to anyone." When asked if she wanted to send Heche any well wishes, Ellen replied, "Sure, I don't want anyone to be hurt." Some people online interpreted that response as suspicious, especially given that Ellen and Heche had previously been in a relationship. But a brief or awkward response does not establish that Ellen knew more about the crash or had anything to do with it. When Ellen was asked whether she had spoken to Heche since the accident, she said they were no longer in contact and that she wouldn't know how to reach her. That exchange was later revisited online as speculation surrounding Hetch's death continued. An older Entertainment Tonight interview with Hetch also resurfaced, where she discussed the end of her relationship with Ellen. Hetch explained that the two had reached a point where their lives and intentions were moving in different directions. That interview added another piece of context to a relationship that had already become the subject of renewed public attention.
In a relationship, and I think many of us have them, you come to a fork in the road. What do you want and what do I want? And those goals, that intent in life is determined by the individual. And her intent and my intent were different, and that's why we separated.
She didn't expand much further on what those different intentions were, but now that Epstein-related material is being discussed publicly and Ellen's name has been brought into online conversations, some people have started speculating that Hetch may have been referring to connections surrounding Epstein. That remained speculation, not fact. Some online narratives also point to an apparent difference between the two women's public positions, claiming Hetch became involved in advocacy against exploitation, while Ellen continued appearing alongside influential people. Hetch spoke publicly about helping people understand how manipulation and exploitation can work, saying that recognizing those patterns could make a difference in someone's life. But the story takes an even darker turn online, where completely unverified claims have circulated alleging that Ellen somehow had involvement in what happened to Hetch after her death. Those claims include bizarre allegations about Hetch's remains, but there is no credible evidence establishing them. At this point, those stories should be treated as internet conspiracy theories rather than facts.
Ellen pulled strings to claim her body, storing it in a mansion freezer like some kind of relic. Over the years, Ellen allegedly consumed parts of Anne in deliberate occult ceremony.
Here's what some commentators have been saying about the whole Anne Hetch situation. One person claimed, "A year ago I would have thought this was ridiculous, but after reading the files, I am adamant that something happened." Another commentator went even further, suggesting Hetch was allegedly preparing to expose Ellen and supposed connections to Epstein before her death. But those statements are still opinions and allegations, not verified evidence. Before any supposed DOJ material involving Ellen, celebrities such as Cat Williams had already spoken publicly about powerful people allegedly being used by figures like Epstein and Diddy for criminal or exploitative activity. Now, as more documents and claims circulate online, people are revisiting those older statements and arguing that they may have been warnings about what was happening behind the scenes. But whether those claims are actually supported by evidence remains the key question.
Big Dick Deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all.
He didn't mention any names directly, but some people online interpreted his comments as being about Ellen because of her past associations with both men. There was also that infamous monologue where Ellen denied being part of any conspiracy, and now some viewers are revisiting it through a completely different lens. Because she had built such a strong public image around being kind and harmless, many people originally treated those moments as jokes. Today, however, some are questioning whether there was more behind them. Claims that Ellen was specifically mentioned in DOJ-released Epstein material have also circulated online, but those claims need to be verified before they can be treated as fact. The same applies to speculation about her old comedy bits, celebrity friendships, or claims that she left the United States because of something connected to Epstein. Putting all of those things together may create a compelling online narrative, but a narrative is not proof. The real question is whether any of the alleged connections can actually be supported by authentic documents and credible reporting.
Did you pay already?
Like one fan joked, "Ellen, be kind to another and eat them when there's no camera around." Comments like that show just how far the online speculation has gone. But all of this raises bigger questions. Did Ellen actually have anything to do with Anne Hetch's death? And are there really videos showing Ellen on Epstein's island? Those claims have not been established as fact. So now I want to know what you really think about this entire saga. Do you believe Ellen left the country because of some alleged connection to Epstein? Or is there another explanation for everything people are pointing to? Let us know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button.